Welcome, paisans and gumadas. This is episode 7. We're going to be speaking about getting whacked in the barber chair. Also tonight, we're going to be speaking about a cigar that myself and Shirtless Mike have spoken about in the past. The Nobli, the rolled up looking turd. We've already got it lit. We're going to speak about that. I'm your host, Bobby Bacala, with my sidekick,
Shirtless Mike.
Tell them where we're at, Mike.
We're at Smoke Ring 72, a beautiful but rainy Merritt Island, Florida tonight. And the address is 925 North Courtenay Parkway, Merritt Island, Florida, 32953, I believe. And that's where you can find me. I'm here full time. And you can find anything that we talk about here and all that good stuff. So how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Mike, and you, other than the weather. But I got to tell you guys, all of our fans from up north, even a bad day in Florida is a good day in Florida. So, as you can see,
it's a cigar.
Shirtless Mike took his first puff of these Noblis and has already had a coughing fit.
I mean, he said, from what you've described, I already kind of knew what to expect, but, from what you described, Bobby, he said it might suck.
Oh, my God.
And I'm not inhaling it, by the way.
No, don't.
It was an accident.
Yeah, don't, please. So growing up as a kid, I remember my home man and my uncles. This is all they smoked. And the car used to smell horrible. Again, just caddies and Lincolns. The outside was impeccable. The inside, marron did it reek. It smelled so bad. So we decided, as an homage to my old man and the people back in Queens, that tonight we're going to have a couple puffs. We're going to say what we think of them, and then we're going to talk about getting whacked in the barber chair. So, Mike,
in reality, it's actually not as bad as, it seems. It's not my cup of tea, though, but I was thinking it was just going to be super terrible. But, it's that fire-cured, tobacco from Kentucky, but Italian.
Kentucky?
I think so.
There's no Italians in Kentucky. Stop it.
No, but I'm saying they get the tobacco from there, but it's like, I forgot how they do it, but.
Well, I could tell you my point of view. So, it tastes like if you were to sit at a campfire and you take a piece of hay from the ground and you lit the hay and you stuck it in your mouth. That's what this tastes like.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's god awful.
It's got its unique flavor.
Oh no, it's unique. It's unique, all right.
Very unique. You're not gonna smoke another rocket like this.
No, I don't know how my old man smoked these things, and my uncle used to smoke them one right after another, and I can tell you that it smells as bad as it tastes. But the only way to describe it is if you took a twig off the ground and lit the twig and put it in your mouth.
Yeah, it even looks like a twig.
Yeah, it's horrible. So I say we take another couple of puffs, put these bad boys out,
and I have something good.
Light up what you have, and in the meantime, I'll speak about getting whacked, being relaxed in the barber chair. That being said, I'm going to take 2 more puffs. This goes to my old man, Romano. I miss and love you. Can't smoke your cigars, though. So, God bless, and it's out.
So while I'm getting the real cigar we're going to smoke, Bobby's going to start talking about tonight's topic, Albert Anastasia.
All right.
Back in the barber chair.
Albert Anastasia. He's also known as the Executioner. He racked up more bodies in Murder, Inc. than anyone else. One of the most feared hitmen in mobster history in the day, other than our friend the Bull, Sammy. Now, Albert didn't like anything more than to relax in the barber chair. Now, he killed many a people and hit many a guys in barber chairs. And he always said that was his biggest fear. I love going in the barber shop. I love hanging out. I love getting a nice hot towel shave. I like getting my beard done. And I always fuck with my boy Justin. Shameless plug at Old Florida Barber in downtown Cocoa Village. So we're going to be doing a photo shoot and a little special, hopefully next week with Justin in the barbershop. So these guys still dressed in the old white coats. They're cool as shit, which made me want to do this episode on Anastasia.
Oh, and also the cigar that I chose tonight is not what I originally told you. I forgot I changed my mind, so this is actually a better cigar. Cordoba Morales Front 9, Connecticut.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah, I just mistaked before we went, before we started recording.
I'll have you cut mine and follow me this way here. I can keep talking. So Anastasia goes into the Sheraton Hotel. 1957 October. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
It's about 10:30 in the morning. Lays back in his favorite chair. Barber comes over. Gets the cream on his face. Giving him his hot towel shave. His bodyguard says, I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to get some fresh air. I think that was bullshit. We all know why the bodyguard left the barbershop and went for a walk. Two guys come in, face masks. They hit Albert 10 times, shoot him 10 times. Witnesses say that Anastasia jumps out of the chair and tries to attack his attackers in the mirror. Right? So he sees them in the mirror, jumps up. He's attacking the mirror before he hits the floor and goes, "È morta." So he gets whacked, laying on the floor. The barber had no idea what was going to happen. Well, the barber would have gotten whacked at the same time. So let's talk about Anastasia. Anastasia's rise during Murder, Inc. made him the head of what we know as the Gambino crime family. So Anastasia's reign from the late 40s in Murder, Inc. to the early 50s in Murder, Inc. before his rise with the Gambino crime family as the Don of the Gambino crime family. Oh, very nice. I digress.
Much better.
Very nice.
Than what I originally told you. Like I said. And much better than the Nobli.
Yeah, well, absolutely. So Anastasia was 55 years old when he got hit. You would say, he was young, had so much life ahead of him. Let's face it. In those days, when mobsters were hitting mobsters on a daily, 55 was an old man.
Yep.
Born in 1902, he actually ran the docks in New York, which, as we all know, sanitation and the docks were all ran by the mob. So he ran that, came up, part of Murder, Inc., while he was running the docks. He was making money for the family. And if you were an earner, and a big earner in the day, you got your name out there because you were earning money, you were bringing money into the family, and it got you recognized. They said he was a homicidal maniac. Lucky Luciano absolutely loved this guy. Loved him. He was on a killing spree from 1931 to the 1940 as the head executioner for Murder Inc. Luciano, as we spoke about earlier, was in charge with Lansky of Murder Inc. And we had an episode where we spoke about, some of the other members of Murder Inc.
Yep.
Went into the United States Army, got his citizenship because he served the United States. Got out, Bonanno crime family, Colombos, Gambinos, Genoveses, Lucchese were your main families. And then, as I said before, Luciano throws him in during a commission meeting and makes him the Don of the Gambino crime family. One more sip on my vino. He aligns himself with Frank Costello. As we all know, Costello was a huge player in the families. Although Costello feared Anastasia. And Costello feared that he was a huge competition. As we all know, Costello gets whacked. Vito Genovese was one of the backers of the families. And again, Carlo Gambino. Genovese was jailed. He got out on a technicality. It seemed like everybody was getting out on technicalities. Nobody was doing time for murder. And Murder Inc. was in its heyday. Gambino's killed. He's no longer a threat. And as long as Anastasia was the head of the Gambino crime family, they flourished. He was feared, the reason why he was whacked in the chair. So if you think about the day, if you think about the time, we talk about a barbershop. How much more vulnerable are you sitting in a chair, hot towel, right? Wrapped up, you barely see out of the hot towel, laid back, you're relaxed. You don't know if you're going to get a straight razor to the throat or if somebody's going to come in and whack you. Anastasia used to love going into the barbershops where these old men used to go, hang out, and do his hits. So you're laying there, and I think about being in that position when I'm going to get a shave and get my head shaved and my beard trimmed. And you're like, you are vulnerable. There's no other way to look at it. Chair was spun around. Anastasia's chair was facing the mirror, laying back. Guys come running in. No bodyguard, no protection. Anastasia can't get to his 38 that he used to famously carry. Cigars out. How the hell can you talk when your cigar is out?
One question that I have,
Go.
While you're relighting, so his bodyguard, says he's going to take a walk. The question was the bodyguard in on it, which he had to have been.
Well, we all know he was. There's no real documentation that said that he was. But look,
Bodyguard checks out.
Right, and the bodyguard never leaves the dump. Never. This guy goes, I'm going for a walk. Anastasia was very close to the barber. Also, the hotel, Anastasia frequent, often was there all the time. Was there for dinner, and then he'd get a shave. So I don't think that the barber was in on it, or the barber would have left the area before he ended up getting drilled.
Yeah.
Now remember,
But the bodyguard, for a fact, it wasn't documented, but for sure he had.
we know that he left and went for a walk. We all know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
We all know that he left him unattended, so he didn't get whacked. Because I'm sure they went to him and said, hey, look, this is what they used to do in the day. You got one or two choices. You could come over with the winning team, basically. Excuse me. Or we'll whack you where you stand. Bodyguard probably had that conversation. Bodyguard was out of the door. They strolled in, shot him 10 times. Out the door they went. Naturally, it was a commission hit. Okay? A Don is not going to get hit unless it's a commission hit. Although, when Castellano was hit, Gotti didn't have no permission from nobody. Gotti was like, I don't give two fucks. I'm not going to the commission. I'm not going to nobody. And carried out a lot of hits. That's how he got into the stature he was at. And we'll do another episode fully on Gotti, which I'll have pictures of the house in Howard Beach, some of the surrounding areas I used to frequent in Howard Beach, and we'll go whole night on Gotti. Getting back. This was absolutely a commission hit. Anastasia was continually doing hits without commission permission. So we all know, if you hit somebody without permission, there's a good chance you're going to get hit yourself.
Yep.
Anastasia's dance card was getting full of unsanctioned hits without commission. Also, when Anastasia became the Don of the Gambino crime family, he was putting a little too much money in his pocket, and the commission wasn't getting their beaks wet as much as possible. And may I add, I digress. Fucking hair is looking tight, Mike.
Appreciate it.
Like your fucking hair. Mike's sporting our glasses.
Always, every single day.
Hey, we're going to bundle it. If you do a t-shirt and a pair of sunglasses, we'll do the sunglasses for 20 instead of 25. T-shirt's still 25. Sunglasses I'll do for 20. Order's already in. I had a button up I would love to show you, but being it's absolutely fucking monsooning out here, I didn't bring any of the shit inside to show you today. All right, back to Anastasia. Lucky Luciano absolutely loved Anastasia and used him like a fucking credit card. He'd put that credit card in every time he wanted a hit made. But remember, because of Anastasia's rise, and Luciano put him in these positions, because of Anastasia's rise, he was becoming a major threat to the commission and friends of the family. And it all boils down to one thing. Like everything else in life, it all comes down to the mighty dollar. They can give a fuck about loyalty. They can give a shit about everything else. Don't fuck with the family's money. The dollar is the root of all evil. We know that when it comes to money, a man will do just about anything. And when we talk about the families, when we talk about earners, and remember I told you about earners, they're the ones who are bringing the money into the family. When we talk about all these things, at the end of the day, it's money. If you hold money back from the commission. If the families aren't getting a taste of everybody's money, and remember, it all goes like in a circle. Everybody's bringing in money to the Don of Dons. If it's not going there, or if he thinks he's getting shortchanged, if he thinks he's getting fucked out of $1, I'll go one better. You fuck him out of a penny, he's going to have you whacked. Anastasia's day was up. He thought he was untouchable, and he got whacked in the favorite place he liked to whack people. His biggest fear. Everybody has their biggest fear. Drowning, whatever the case may be, on a way to go. His fear was getting whacked in the chair, and the head of the families knew it. So poor Albert takes his turn in the barrel, gets shot 10 times, laying there. Now the police come. NYPD shows up. In the day, the majority of the ones who showed up were on the take. You didn't hear nothing about an investigation after that shooting. So now let's go back in the day. Present day, there'd be an autopsy. There'd be an ME's finding. Remember, we spoke about the ghoul who was on the show not too long ago, where we spoke about autopsy. In the day, you went from there to the ground. You had viewing, you're in the box, you go to the ground. So when you talk about evidence and shit, there was no evidence. Because the cops who showed up, probably the commander on duty who showed up, that body went right into the coroner's van. From the coroner's van, stuck his ass in the box for viewing. The families show up. Families show their respect. And that's it. It's done. So what happens to the evidence? What happens to the case? It's in the shitter, as we all know. So I mentioned a buddy of mine, Bobby, who has some of the leading photos in the United States, largest collection of mob hits, along with 2 amazing books out. Hopefully with Bobby's schedule, I'm going to have him in. We're going to download all kinds of pictures from his book, and then maybe I can convince him, and we can do a book signing here of his mob books. They're absolutely fucking incredible. Name is Bobby Walker. We served together. He's another crazy bastard, interesting as shit. I'll reach out to him, and we'll do a live book signing here at Smoke Rings. All right. Any questions about Anastasia?
No, not so far. Just the whole thing, you know, when we're originally talking about his bodyguard leaving. That was a
so
big
you're
red
fascinated
flag.
with the bodyguard leaving.
That was a huge red flag. I mean, everything else is pretty much self-explanatory, and it's been interesting because I know a little bit about some of the stuff you talk about, but you know, you obviously go a lot deeper. So it's nice to get, you know, that more background knowledge.
So we all know the phrase, leave the gun, take the cannoli. So during like Luca Brasi from The Godfather and these other hits that were being taking place, they actually went to the bodyguards, and you can see it in the Godfather series, and said, come on our side. If you don't come on our side, we're going to whack each and every one of you. And the bodyguards did this and left the Dons unattended. Thus, when I say to you that Anastasia's bodyguard left abruptly, just happened to go on a stroll in old frigid October in New York, we all know why he went on a stroll. Some of these gangster movies portray this, and I know that a lot of our fans have watched the Gangster series, the Godfather series, and it's in there. And Luca Brasi, who went out and broke legs, killed people, they showed him that they were famous for going and taking care of the other bodyguards. Most of the time, 98% of the time, they're portrayed as saying, all right, we're coming to the other side. Same thing happened in real life with the mobsters. These bodyguards went and said, I'm out. I don't want to get whacked. I'm out. We'll do a show on some of the bodyguards, some of the famous bodyguards. Let's face it, one of the most famous was Sammy the Bull. We'll do an episode on Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull actually has a huge podcast. I think it's called Sammy and the Princess. Kind of cool. He talks about everything because he can. And remember, we spoke about Sammy getting away with 40 hits because he turned on John Gotti. The government didn't give a shit about how many hits he did, as long as he turned on Gotti.
Yeah, and the fact that he's already told everything, he took the witness stand.
Can't be prosecuted.
And anything else is, just interesting content.
Right. Can't be prosecuted. Sammy talks a lot about Murder Inc. So Murder Inc., only because Anastasia was the most famous. And again, he had the name of the execution. So I would say that Murder Inc. was run like a fine machine. Hits would come in, Anastasia and other members of Murder Inc. would get their papers from Luciano and Lansky. They'd sanction the hits. Hits would go down to Murder Inc. and they'd carry him out. And again, Anastasia, he had a body count like no other. Was the favorite to turn to when hits were being sanctioned. It gets out of the army. And as you all know, the government turns to the mafia to help them out in Italy, to get boats and men to Italy during World War II. They turned to the mafia for that. They knew the mafia had the power. So we're talking, right? 1940, 1941, the height of World War II. They turned to the mafia. They turned to Murder Inc. so we can get supplies for the American troops into Italy for the campaign against the Nazis. That's my spiel on Albert Anastasia, my spiel on getting whacked in the chair, my spiel on telling you that don't think you're always relaxed when you're in that chair, getting a hot towel shaved and lathered up, getting your hair done, getting your beard trimmed. Think twice, my friend. Think twice. Think twice about being relaxed. Think twice about getting that towel on your face. And if you got a bodyguard, when he tells you, hey, Mike, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get a sausage and pep sandwich. You want anything? I'm going out.
I'm like, now you're staying your ass right here.
Whoa. Mike doesn't want me to leave his side. I don't know why, but Mike doesn't want me to leave his side. I'm a loyal guy. I wouldn't leave his side unless I was told that I was going to get whacked and I need to go to the other side. And I love you, Mike.
That's a huge red flag, right?
And I love you, Mike. But if I tell you I'm going out for some brajol, if I tell you I'm going out to meet the Gumara, you may want to think twice about that hot towel shave. All
I'm
right.
running out the back door. That's all I gotta say.
If you can get your ass out of that seat, I'd be gone too. Let's talk about the cigar a little. I'm going to hand it over to
This cigar,
my guru of cigars.
This cigar is the Front Nine by Cordoba Morales Cigars. Let me show it to you. It's a Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. Excellent cigar. I always put people on this cigar if they're new to cigars because it's mild, but it's very flavorful, very smooth. Um, it's got like a creamy taste to it. When you first light it up, it's got some earth in there. It's got different flavor notes that you're gonna get. I put a young lady on this cigar. She, before she was smoking like flavored cigars, but she wanted to try something not flavored. And this is a Toro size because I like Toros. But I put her on the Robusto. She ended up smoking 2 of them one day when she was here. Because she liked it that much. So this is just one of my go-to newer cigar smokers. Or just people that just like mild. This is something I always do custom samplers for people. And this is one of the cigars that I put in the custom sampler. And, I just go around. They say like mild. I'll pick out all the best mild cigars we carry.
I've spoke some other Morales before. You turned me on to some other. It's funny that you mentioned when the females come in and they want a cigar and they want to graduate. For my paisans, if you comadres want to graduate to another cigar, my wife started off on all the flavored cigars.
Yep.
The CAOs.
Yep.
And then I said, all right, now you got to try something else. And naturally, at Connecticut, this is a great cigar, not only for somebody who wants to get away from the acids, which good cigar, but if they want to get away from those non-flavored cigars, this Connecticut is a good cigar. I like Morales brand. I do taste a little bit of creaminess to it. Again, that's in the beginning. It goes away, more earth tones. It's a very mild cigar. I like Morales with a little bit more flavor.
Under $10. Under $10. Great price point.
Yeah, good stick for under $10. Absolutely. Good price point. I know we always talk about price point.
I'm getting a little bit of red pepper now, too. A little soft red
Let me
pepper.
see.
Very subtle.
There's a little pepper in it.
It's not like a black pepper; it's a red pepper. It's more more subtle.
Yeah, I'm getting a little red pepper undertone to it. Again, it's not only a good startup cigar if you're going away from the flavored cigars. It's just a good all-around cigar. I have smoked these in the morning.
Yeah, it's a great.
They're nice morning cigar. Not a bad cigar to smoke right before bed.
Yeah.
Another cup of coffee at night.
Any time of the day you want to smoke.
Absolutely. These are nice. He puts out a nice cigar. So props to Morales. He's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Friend of the families, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So we absolutely dig this cigar. All right. Let's talk about episode 8 before I get into some shameless plugs. Episode 8. We're going to try to do that episode on everything that gets boom, right? Everything that goes boom. We're going to talk about car bombs. Going to have an expert in, close friend of mine who is a EOD expert, retired military, been around the world, knows everything about bombs. That was his deal. We talk a lot about, the famous old car bombs that we used by the mobsters. Up until Iraq and Afghanistan car bombs. It's going to have some pretty badass pictures. My boy Mike will download the pictures.
Yeah, I'll have it so I can put it on screen.
Absolutely. And then we'll do another episode on the barbershop, the old time barbers. We're going to do a photo shoot. We'll have them on there. Let me get some shameless plugs out. Let me give a salute to Nancy at Stargazer Embroidery. Nancy's doing all of our shirts. They came out beautiful. Nancy does my brothers and my club brothers embroidery and our patches. She's located in Cocoa off of Old Dixie Highway. Thank you, Nancy. Thanks for doing our shirts. Thanks for doing such a great job. Just another shameless plug out here. Remember, I'll bundle it. I'll bundle the shirt and the sunglasses. Sunglasses for only $20 now. Shirts are still $25. Please hit Shirtless Mike or I up if you want to place an order. I already have the shirts. I can start sending them out to y'all if you guys want. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button.
Hit the subscribe button.
Please subscribe. Our numbers are going up all over the United States.
So thank you. Thank you all for the support and the love. It means a lot. It's taken off pretty quickly, so that's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun for our cigar people out there or anybody else. If you guys want to sponsor the show, hit us up. We'd love to have some sponsors. I'll give you guys shameless plugs every episode. We'll wear your swag.
I'll write out what we say, and one of us will read it out. It'll be all professional.
Absolutely. We're working on our own separate page on Instagram. Mike is going to take care of that for us, so you'll be able to go to Instagram, see what we got going on, see what events we got going on. Where Mike and I are going to be, I know we plan on being in Ybor City for the Cigar Fest. When is that, Mike?
It's in December.
I'm going to have Mike pull that up. Again, let me thank Lou, the owner of Smoke Rings. He's always a prince to the show. He's always a big supporter of the show. I thank him. A little spin around for Tara. Tara, salute. Thank you, Tara, who's the bartender here. She makes some awesome drinks. She always has my vino ready for me when we walk in prior to the show. Did you pull up a date yet?
Yeah, I know it's in December. I got to click on the website, and it's this coming up year.
So we know it's in December so far, but we are going to be in Ybor City for that event. We're going to walk around. We're going to have some handouts.
It'll be December 4th.
December 4th, Ybor City, Tampa. Come see Mike and I. You can always see us here at
I will be
Smoke
shirtless.
Rings.
Last year, I had too many people wanting to take pictures with me. I'm just going to show up shirtless.
And I got to say,
I'm
Mike's
shirtless Mike. I have to wear shirts sometimes, but then I will be shirtless.
Mike's body is cut out from marble. The guy looks like stone. The guy looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you don't want to come see my handsome mug, come see Shirtless Mike and the body.
You can rub my belly for good luck.
The dream body that Mike has. You'll able to see him shirtless.
Matt Booth says I'm his little babushka.
There you go.
That's what he says.
There you go. Been in contact with Robert Caldwell. He sent me a hat. Pretty badass. A cheap motherfucker didn't send us any swag. We're going to try to get him on. I think he's good. Said that he's good for next month or the end of this month. We'll break his balls and tell him how fucking cheap he is. Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
Love his product. Love his cigars. What do you call him, Mike?
Oh, I call him the douche because that's his look. He looks like a douche. He's really not. Well, after setting one hat, I think he really is, but it's all said in love.
Robert, what the fuck are you doing? I'm plugging you every fucking show, and you send me one motherfucking hat. Now, the hat is badass. It's called Backdoor Bambi. It's funny as fuck. I pissed myself. I thank you for the hat, but if we're doing a night for you, send some shit, Bob. Send some shit our way. That being said, in closing, Dad, thank you. I hope you're smoking a Nobli in heaven. I don't think that Shirtless Mike and I will smoke another Nobli. What do you think, brother?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No offense.
Remember, you could either be seated at the table or you could be what? On the menu. Now, salute. Thank you again to our fans. to my paisans, to my gumaras. I don't have a gumara anymore, or I'll end up getting whacked in the barber chair by my old lady. So, God bless. I love each and every one of you. Keep up the subscriptions. Good night.